understand. You're the one.
Hey guys, what is going on? Jake Felzine here. Today we are talking Final Cut Pro 10 and why I use it to edit all of my videos. Let's roll that intro and I'll see you guys in a sec. Okay guys, so really the main crux of why I use Final Cut is very simple. I work a full-time job and therefore YouTube is kind of my weekend after work hobby. I don't get to put 8+ hours a day towards video editing. Sometimes I probably get close just because I stay up way too late and edit, but in all reality, the main goal of my channel and the main focus that I try to stick to a T is efficiency and cost reduction. So today we're talking Final Cut. We're going to talk about why I like it so much, why I recommend it for you guys, why I think you guys should use it if you're starting out on YouTube. Now, before all of the hate just comes flooding right in, Premiere, Final Cut, Premiere, the battle between the two of them, I just want to say, guys, I have used Premiere. I thought it was okay, I liked it, but there's just a couple of reasons why I like Final Cut generally quite a bit better. We're going to cover those today. I think Premiere is definitely the professional's solution, and if I was actually shooting something like a commercial or even a budget movie or a full-fledged movie, of course I would probably use Premiere. But for someone who just has fun making videos, travel films, YouTube videos, Final Cut is perfect. So that leads me to point number one why I use Final Cut, and that is the price, the number of dollars that you have to throw at your editing software. Premiere is a little bit wonky these days in that it is a subscription fee. It's about $20 a month to use it. Money. Final Cut is more expensive out front, but it is an investment at about $300, which I think is what I purchased at the time. You can essentially invest up front and then start to pay off your money more and more. $100 a month, in 15 months, you've got it completely paid off if you just buy Final Cut outright. And again, we're just comparing Final Cut to Premiere, no After Effects, no motion. Factor that in and you can pay it off even cheaper. You get all the updates for free and you never have to worry about paying for it again. That alone is almost enough reason to use it, guys. Okay, reason number two why I love Final Cut so much, and this is controversial for so many people, and that is the magnetic timeline, the sticking together of all of your clips to really fit into that timeline. Guys, I love this feature, and the main reason is because it's just a nice additional feature. If you don't want that magnetic adjust everything based on the one little middle timeline, you don't have to. You can bump those clips up off of the main storyline, and then it acts a lot like Premiere, where you can move stuff and everything can act independently. The nice thing about that, though, is when you do bump it up, you can adjust that underlying, basically main story timeline and shift things around. So maybe you've done a whole bunch of editing and you realize there's this middle section that you just absolutely hate. Chop that main story block right there, that big gray area, and just cut off the top stuff, move it down. You've moved your two pieces together, and that was so easy. In Premiere, it's pretty decently easy. It's just a lot more work to try and kind of line everything up. In Final Cut, I found the magnetic timeline to definitely be more of a pro than a con. Sometimes it annoys me, but if you're aware of it and you know how to use it, it's totally a plus and a huge advantage for Final Cut. And the other main reason, guys, is I make a ton of linear videos, vlogs, episodes, throughout my day, travel, films, etc. And so most of the time, sticking with that magnetic timeline makes perfect sense because all of my clips are going to fall into this linear fashion. And if I cut stuff out, well, then I just want everything to bump down and fit into what I'm going for. Works great. Okay, reason number two, background rendering. This one is huge, guys. Final Cut is crazy efficient. I think like my next three topics really have to do with the efficiency of Final Cut. So for those of you who don't know, I'm a computer scientist. I write software for my full-time professional job. It's a professional job. I get paid to do it. I write software, and so really as soon as I started using Final Cut and just seeing the efficiency that the software is able to achieve was like the coolest nerdy moment for me in the world. And I could edit 4K on my 2012 MacBook Pro before I finally upgraded to this year's model. And it rendered fast, did the background rendering, and it was just crazy efficient. A total win for Final Cut is just the rendering and software efficiency. And as a nerd, it's just fun to geek out about how well the software is written. So my next 2 points were 4K performance and render times. And these have to do a lot with background rendering. It's really the same concept, guys. Apple has just refined this software to be so efficient, so ingrained with their hardware that it just creates for some absolutely amazing results. I shoot everything pretty much in 4K these days, even if it's on my GoPro, even if it's on my nice Panasonic. I love shooting 4K because I just think that's the era we're in right now. It's still not mainstream, sort of. It really is. I don't know. Everyone uses 4K. And so to me, it just makes sense to use 4K. And if Premiere can't handle 4K nearly as well as Final Cut, which is what I observed, then I just felt it didn't make sense. I want to have as high of quality as possible with as high efficiency as possible. And so it renders crazy fast, does background rendering. It just handles all of my 4K footage really, really well. All right, guys, and my final reason for loving Final Cut. This is a biggie. It's beautiful, yet it's powerful. It's simple / beautiful and powerful. Final Cut is just a pretty piece of software. It's great to look at. The UI is really clean, really tidy, really easy to interact with, and yet it has so much power and so much potential. That is what I love about it. Adobe traditionally and to this day has kind of a reputation for having some incredibly professional tools, but they require a lot of time to really get comfortable with them and really get to know them. I haven't been able to spend the time, therefore I probably would love Premiere. It's just the learning curve is that much steeper. Now, from what I've seen and from a lot of the big YouTubers that I really watch, they go back and forth, and it doesn't seem that Final Cut is all that much less powerful. They have their pros, they have their cons. Premiere editors tend to really like the color science, the color editing. Final Cut editors definitely don't think it's quite as good, but there's a lot of trade-offs as I've talked about. And for me personally, it just was a great way to start coming into this field. Getting into video editing, having a really clean, pretty UI that I could just kind of see all of this stuff happening, the effects panel, the sound bar, color science on the right, the clips on the left, the timeline at the bottom, all super easy, super intuitive, and just easy to play with, and yet it gives you so much flexibility to really create some high quality videos. All right, guys, I don't want this video to be ages long. I think there's a ton of Final Cut stuff that I could talk about in more detail, but really, I just wanted to give you guys kind of my high level reasons why I choose to use Final Cut. And I think a lot of you who watch my channel are probably in the same boat. We probably have full-time jobs. We probably just like making videos for fun. Maybe we want to pivot into this someday and we're just trying to kind of make headway on YouTube. Whatever the case may be, getting started, that initial investment versus subscription fee, that initial learning curve and being powerful, it just seems to make a lot of sense for those of you who are in a similar situation as I am. Comment down below, guys. Tell me what you guys like using and tell me why you like using it. I don't hate Premiere. I have nothing against Premiere, just as I have nothing against Canon shooters, Sony shooters. I mean, all of these controversies I don't care about. I have my reasons for why I choose stuff, and I want to hear your guys' reasons because I'm genuinely interested. The beauty of photography and videography is that we get to interact with each other and we all get to have our reasons as to why we shoot the way we shoot. All right, guys. Anyway, I am going to get out of here. It is my Saturday. I'm going to go hang out with Carly. I think we're going to do some shopping. And then, it's the weekend. I'm hoping to maybe stream tonight. Of course, you guys are probably going to see this much later, so that doesn't even matter. Anyway, guys, that is all I have for you today. Peace out. Have a good one, and I will catch you in the next one. All right. See you guys.